friends, to my kitchen once again. Today, it's getting that time of the day that it's kind of planning what's for dinner. And I'm gonna do something my mom used to do a long time ago. She only did this during the season. I'm gonna do peas with chouriço and eggs. We are blessed these days to have frozen peas, and we can do this all year round. My mom always did was during the spring because that's the time we had peas. So that's what I'm gonna do today, and I'm gonna show you how I make my peas with chouriço and eggs. I have eggs in here. I have a pound of frozen peas. I have a cup and a half of chicken broth. My mom didn't use chicken broth with water, but I kind of doctored up a little bit. In here I have linguiça and chouriço. I like the smoky of the chouriço, but also like the linguiça, so I'm mixing both. Onion, tomato. I had fresh tomatoes, but if you don't have fresh tomatoes, you can use crushed tomatoes in a can. Malagueta, some thyme. That's something my mom didn't do it, but I love the thyme, the flavor, and the smell of thyme. Garlic, and then I had some banya or bacon fat. That's what I'm gonna use. So that's how I'm gonna start doing all this. Okay, in here I have my bacon fat and a little bit of olive oil. I put the olive oil so maybe I don't feel so guilty that I'm using bacon fat. Doesn't do anything. So I'm gonna put my onion and kind of sweat this a little bit. I just want this to kind of become translucent. These are easy recipes, especially as we get closer to the spring. You know, if you have fresh peas. But I think today we can find fresh peas in the frozen section, so you can do this all year round. And I love this. This is healthy, and it's filling. So we were brought up eating this, but like I said, it was just during the pea season. My mom also used to use, instead of peas, she could use green beans. So you kind of make a whole meal. Whatever was in season, that's what we did. I'm gonna put my chouriço and my linguiça so it start rendering some of that fat. And we get some color. Of course, this is not my chouriço. I need to make some. This is my sister Hilda's chouriço. It is spicy, so my husband's not going to eat this. But I love the flavor of the chouriço because it gives that little smokiness, and it's so delicious. I can't do it without the chouriço. Just the smell of it just puts me right back home. How many times we would eat chouriço. So during the summer, well, actually even during the school times, we used to go to school. We would go to school all day, not like today, half a day. We would go to Ribeira Grande, get out of the house at 6:30, and some days we would get home by 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was a long day, and then you had homework. But on weekends, sometimes we had classes. But when we got home, we had chores. That was the day we cleaned house, we changed the sheets, we cleaned the pig pen, we cleaned the chicken coop. So we were all busy. We cleaned everything outside. Everybody had something to do. But when we would get home, and it would be lunchtime, what my mom would do, because she had a lot of chouriço, she would put the chouriço in a plate and fill it up with aguardente, but it was not aguardente, it was alcohol, but it was alcohol for consumption. You could eat them, not like the alcohol we see today. And she would light that on fire and That's what we would eat. That chouriço with tea, hot tea, and bread. Delicious. So I'm gonna add my garlic. And then I'm gonna add my tomatoes. And that's all you pretty much do. This is a basic, very easy. This can be done in 20 minutes, 30 minutes the max. So, how easy is this? And if you don't have the chouriço, you can substitute for any kind of other sausage. But it's tradition for me, is the chouriço or the linguiça. I'm gonna put a little bit of my malagueta, like I said. And this malagueta is spicy. This is my sister Hilda's chouriço. She doesn't know how to make nothing that is spicy. We know when she makes something, you better have hot water, water or a beer right next to it. I'm gonna add my thyme. All my kids know. Tia Hilda made this chouriço, Tia Hilda made this. They know it's gonna be spicy. I'm gonna add my chicken broth. And I'm not gonna add very much salt because my malagueta already has salt. I'll taste it at the end. And I'm gonna add my peas. And I'm gonna add a little bit of water because it needs to have a little bit more water. You just want enough to just make sure to cover all the peas. And then I'm gonna put the lid and wait about maybe 30 minutes until that comes to a boil and the peas are cooked. Okay friends, it's been 15 minutes. Now I'm gonna crack the eggs and in the final cooking and add them to my peas. And you do this accordingly to how many you want in your family. I'm gonna put 6 because I'm gonna share this with my in-laws. They're the ones who would appreciate this. So I'm gonna share this with them. 4. And then I'm also gonna taste for salt, which I think might not need it, but we'll see. Okay, 6. So I'm gonna lower the temperature to a low simmer to just finish cooking that. And I'm gonna taste for salt. No salt needed. I knew it. So I'm gonna, but it's spicy. It's the chouriço. So I'm gonna leave this for another 10 minutes and my meal is done. Okay friends, my peas and chouriço and linguiça are done. It took 30 minutes exact. And I'm gonna show you. I like my yolks, my eggs not cooked all the way. I like still see them a little bit runny. That way, if I break that yolk, it goes and it kind of makes the sauce a little more creamy. It is. So you break that yolk and it runs into the sauce and delicious. Look at this. Let's see. I tried for salt. Didn't need no more salt. The peas all cooked. It's dishes like this that it just takes you right back when you were a kid and you remember all of us sitting at the table and eating this, and then you need some bread and you have to have some bread to dunk into that sauce. So good. But I tell you, that pepper, that chouriço, it is a curisco. It is hot. But that's why I said, when we get something from my sister Hilda, it's always like that. She doesn't know how to make stuff unless it's spicy. It tastes good, but a lot of people can't eat it. This is so good. I wish you guys could smell and taste it. But you can taste it. You can make your own. Make this recipe. You know, all of us sometimes have those things in a freezer. And if 30 minutes you have a meal and it's a filling, you got your vegetables, you got your protein, you got everything in there. So you give it a try to this recipe and tell me how you like it. And if you haven't subscribed for my channel, please do, and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on the bell, so that way you get notifications when I put videos out. And until next time, let's get cooking.